Now you're probably wondering, Garrett, what does this have to do with marketing or even content creation? And the truth is, I came out to Salt Lake City so that I could remember why I got into my own business. And I know that you've run into this too and probably need to hear this just as much as I do. The truth is, I came out here with a film camera that I got about half a year ago, and so I came out here to reconnect with the craft that got me into this game and how it all started. And I want to talk a little bit about how getting away from the marketing, the sales calls, the contracts and all that can actually bring you back closer to your craft, and that'll do more for your business than anything else. So let's get into it. The whole reason that I started this business was because of the camera, not really the business, not making money. It's not because I saw a hole in a market that needed filling. No, the whole reason is because I wanted to make cool things with the camera, right? And then the business kind of followed along suit, because really, I grew up making videos with my friends on YouTube, and it was mainly, and even before YouTube, we used the VHS. Using actual film, kind of like this camera does. And what I knew that I wanted to do was to do what I love for the rest of my life. Then it doesn't really feel like work. The whole point is that I went through my life, I was making YouTube videos, I was making vlogging content back in 2018 whenever it was like really popping. That gave me the experience to do things like this. And I even did wedding photography and videography. But really, this is what sparked the interest back when I was young. And this is the whole reason that I got into this, not for the business aspect of scale, grow, exit, like work in Hollywood, be a big time producer. Really, that found its place later on in life, where I found that I could monetize this passion and this talent that I have for myself. But this is the point where most contractors find themselves going in the wrong direction. And that's what I'll talk about next. There's some bees under a stump right back there. These do not look like the nice bees. Definitely not honeybees. So I like them little skinny boys that sting real hard. Most contractors lost their craft and they can't even remember when it happened. Like whenever you first started out roofing, or whether you're doing electrical work, whether you're doing anything really, you got into it because for the most part, I mean, there are different circumstances, but for the most part, you got into it because you wanted to do something that you knew, do something that you knew that you could give someone a phenomenal customer experience, and then also give them quality work along with it. The same thing happened in my business. You end up chasing leads, you end up messing with Indeed, trying to get more recruits, you end up competing with other roofers or contractors in your space, and then racing to the bottom, offering discounts and price matches and shit like that. Back whenever I worked at Premier Roofing, whenever I did the 81 deals in 6 months, the guys that stuck around weren't the guys who were doing it for a paycheck. It was the guys who actually believed in the customer experience, who believed that they had a great product, who wanted to help customers and do it out of the pride of their work and then the work ethic. And then it was the guys who would burn out and leave that were only doing it for a paycheck. Don't get me wrong, the money is great, but that's the reality of it. So then this brings up the question, what does protecting your craft actually look like? Looks like someone took their horse up here. Look at that. Yes, you can take horses up here. Turns out. Be a lot of work for the horse, but we're making it up here. By the way, if you want to test your aerobic abilities, come up to Salt Lake and do a couple of hikes. That's all I'm saying. And honestly, guys, if something is stressing you out or you're in like seasonal depression, you know, just go ahead, go outside, do something that's really hard on your body, and then you'll forget about all the issues that you have that are mental. This is actually cool. So this is a little backpacking spot that I stumbled on right outside of the trail. Huh. Sick. Might have to hike back up here and camp out one night. I don't know. In all honesty, like the most important thing that you can do with your business in many cases is something that has nothing to do with business. Most business coaches and business like people will tell you, yeah, you need to work harder. You need to put more days in. You need to work more hours. But really, in many cases, what I've seen with Carlos and with Lee is that sometimes you have to actually take a little bit of time to get back to the basics, right? Some of them for Carlos would be going and making the sales yourself, right? Lee does a really good job of doing that too. And then also like do something that you're passionate about. He took me on a ski trip. He paid my way through the ski trip so that I could document it. But he has that way of tapping back into what he's really passionate about. And then including my business partner, Seth, he's really good at this also. And I envy him for it because he'll spend time, he'll put down the laptop, he'll step away from it. He'll spend time with his family because that's one of his favorite things in the entire world. And he knows that it's really important to him and that he wouldn't be anything without them. So he always steps away from the computer and then spends time with them so that he can get back to his roots. And then that's something that recharges his battery. The important thing is to protect what you love about your craft or even about your lifestyle in the first place. And for roofers, that could be getting up on the roof and then nailing down a few shingles or doing a simple repair for someone who's in need of a repair, like a little old lady. Or for solar guys, this could be not necessarily like going and then installing the panels yourself, but show up to the job site, hand some tools to the guys that are doing the work, the hard work, jump on the roof, walk around a bit, ask some questions, like just be present, and then go and talk to the actual customer and make sure that they're having a great time, a great experience, and then do what you can to make that experience even better for them. All right, get back to the roots. The real lesson here is that you can't market your way out of losing your love for the work that you do. So you have to protect the culture and the experience that you love about the thing in the first place. The reason why that you stuck around doing this job in the first place. And that is why I traveled across the entire country to get back in touch with my craft before I burn out on anything. Yeah, sure, I'm going to be back in the office on Monday, talking to leads, answering emails, making calls, and sending out invoices. But until then, I wanted to get back to the roots. So whatever that means for you, I would encourage you to go backtrack as much as you can to find what that is for you so that you can get back to the craft that got you into this in the first place. All right? Before you get burnt out. That's the last thing that your business needs. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed this. And until next time, I'm out.